Hey guys, Woods Farm here, just out in the backyard, got a little extra time. I'm taking a break from some of my other projects and I'm going to build a Quinzhee. This is so I can camp out as part of the Frontenac Four Seasons Challenge. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, the park is closed to overnight backcountry camping. But the organizers are allowing for people to camp on private property so that they don't miss their February camp. So I'm going to build a Quinzhee and try out my new sleeping bag that I got for my birthday. I will not claim to be a Quinzhee building expert. I've done one or two before, slept in one before. So really what you need to do is you need to make a snow pile large enough for your however many people you have, if it's one person, two person. And you can use your snowshoes and packable shovels to do it. I used an actual full-size snow shovel to pile this up, and my son helped me, and it took us about half an hour. It didn't take too long. I have seen where people will pile up their backpacks and their gear in the middle and bury it. That means it takes less snow to actually pile up. But the downside to that is you got to dig your stuff out. It is a little labor intensive. You do burn some calories, especially if you're trying to get it done quickly. But once you get your snow pile in place, the next thing you want to do is you want to let it sit for at least a few hours, and that kind of binds the snow together. So this pile here, we've let it sit for 2 days. So we're going to see how that works, but you can't immediately start digging into the snow pile. You got to let it set up. The other thing you want to do is you want to get a whole bunch of little small sticks, 12 to 16 inches long. And what you're going to do is you're going to stick those into the snow pile. And what that does is as you're digging on the inside, you'll start seeing the sticks poke through, and that will give you a guide to how thick and how close you are to the wall. And one thing I forgot to mention, the first thing you should actually do is use your snowshoes and pack down the area where the Quinzhee is going to be built. So pack it down before you pile up the snow, because you want kind of like a foundation, if that makes sense. Okay, so my experience is the first half is the most difficult. You want to keep your door as small as possible, so you kind of have to tunnel in, and it's difficult to kind of remove the snow through that small entrance because your body is kind of taking up that space. But once you get in and you kind of start to hollow out a cavern and you get to the point where you can move around, it becomes really easy. And I've used a small, really thin toboggan or a tarp, and what I'll do is I'll push that tarp inside, pile snow on it, crawl out, and pull the tarp out with all the snow. And now if you have two people, one person can be inside throwing the snow towards the door, and the other person can be scooping it and digging it out. So that's also a really fast, efficient way to do it. So there's the sticks. They're just coming through, so I know that we got about 12 inches. That's another one of the sticks. And you can see there's a little bit of light coming through. If you see any light, that's another sure indication that you're close to the edge. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this just a one person. So I'm just gonna have my sleeping on this side over here, and there's a little bit of space over behind the camera, but I'm not gonna dig it completely out for two people. The less space, open space inside, the easier it is to warm up with your body heat. Okay, so we're finished. Just setting it up on the inside. I got to get an air mattress down. I'm probably going to use one of those reflective tarps. Just grabbed a scrap piece of plywood to make a door. But if you're doing one of these out in the bush, you can use your backpacks or a tarp or improvise. You don't it doesn't have to be a piece of wood. Okay, just got a fire going. Gonna go to bed in a couple hours. There's home for the night. So I'm gonna pull my sleeping bag out right before I go to bed, but I've got my air mattress set up. It's on a reflective tarp. I'm gonna check and see what the temperature is in here later. It should warm up. It should be warmer in here than it is outside. Okay, so the outside temperature is -8, and we've got -8 inside, so we're going to see if it warms up at all. Okay, so I'm just trying out my new sleeping bag. This is the North Face Inferno, -40. I'm just going to sleep in my base layer and see how comfortable I am like that. Looks like it may have gone up a degree. We'll see. If we get up to 0, that'll be impressive. Pretty toasty in the bag. My feet are a little cold. I think my one sock was a bit damp. I should have probably brought a change of socks, but I'll be fine. I'll eventually dry them out as the bag heats up. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna call it a night, get some rest. I think maybe at some point, if I wake up, I will check the thermometer and see if it's see the temperature and see how close it is to 0. Okay, see you in the morning. Just woke up and I thought I'd take a look at the temperature. It's about -10 outside, and inside the Quinzhee it's just below 0, maybe -2. So that's 8 or 9 degrees difference, which is pretty good. Okay, it's about 6 o'clock. Nature calls, so I'm gonna get up. It was an interesting experiment. Always fun sleeping in a Quinzhee. I think the candle also helped make it warm up in here, not just my body heat, but it was definitely warmer inside the Quinzhee than it was outside. Yeah, my new sleeping bag was pretty amazing. It's super comfortable and is definitely warm. I want to test it out at some colder temperatures, so I will be going back out for some winter camping once the parks open up. I feel like this bag is going to be good down to at least -20,
And the main advantage of a bag like this is, before I was using Army surplus stuff for winter camping, and the 2 Army surplus bags I have probably weigh 10, 12 pounds, and obviously it's 2 sleeping bags. So this bag is a fraction of the weight and also much more compact, so you can actually carry it in a backpack, or it takes up less room in your sled. Anyways, if you want to see more videos of this kind of stuff, definitely like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.